Hi students, in the last class we discussed about the definition of election. We also discussed about kinds of election, that is direct election and indirect election. You know that direct election is held in Lok Sabha and indirect election is held in Rajya Sabha in the union level, and the direct election is held in Vidhan Sabha in the state legislative assembly and Vidhan Parishad in the state legislative assembly. And Vidhan Sabha is the lower house and Vidhan Parishad is upper house. And in the union level, Lok Sabha is the lower house and Rajya Sabha is the upper house. So union parliament has got two houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and the state parliament, it has got two houses. Most of the states are having only one house, that is Vidhan Sabha, and only few states are having both the house, that is Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad. So it's very clear. Now Prime Minister and Chief Ministers are directly elected, and President and Vice Presidents are indirectly elected. Now we are going to discuss the type of election. Children, there are mainly three type of elections are there: general election, midterm election and by-election. In this video, we are going to mainly discuss about these three type of election. Before that, let us make a comparison between direct election and indirect election. Now children, let's make a comparison of direct election and indirect election. You see, people vote directly for their representatives in the direct election. That you understood that for Lok Sabha and in the state level, state legislative assembly, that means Vidhan Sabha, direct election is held. So we people, voters, are directly electing the representatives by casting our vote during the election. So these members are electing the members of Rajya Sabha in the union level, and if it is in the state level, the members of state legislative assembly, that means Vidhan Sabha members, they elect the members of Vidhan Parishad. So this is called indirect election. So here people elect their representatives indirectly through their elected representatives. Actually, we are only electing the members of Rajya Sabha and also the members of Vidhan Parishad, but actually our representative, we elect the representatives, those representatives are electing the members of Rajya Sabha and also members of Vidhan Parishad in the state level. So this is called indirect election. Now second point we can omit. We don't have to go through the second point. You see the third point. Every adult person holds the right to vote. That you know that after 18 years in the direct election, this is called adult franchise. Okay, in India we have adult franchise, means all the 18, once you complete the 18 years, you have the right to vote. If you are the citizen of India and also if your name is there in the voters list, you have the right to vote. And the next point is that every elected representatives hold the right to vote. That means every elected representatives, so we elect some members, so those members are called elected representatives. So the people who, the members who are elected by the people are called elected representatives. So those elected representatives are also holding a right to vote. That is why they can cast their vote to elect the members of Rajya Sabha or the members of Vidhan Parishad in the state level. Okay, the third point is that, next point here is given as fourth point. There is a very large body of voters called elaborate. You know that means what? Direct election is held, so means it is held in a country as a whole for Lok Sabha. Suppose in the state level, that means for a state as a whole. So large population is involved. But those elected representatives from each state or in a country overall, all the constituency, means what is those, only the representatives are elected, means these representatives form a small group. So for indirect election, only small group participation is there, but direct election, a large group of participation. That is the difference. There is a very large body of voters called electorate, and next, electorate means what? The people who are involved in electing the representatives. That body is called electorate. So in a direct election, the large body of electorate, and it is a very small body of voters. Voters means voters or electorate, the people who are involved in casting their vote. So in the indirect election, a small body is there of voters, and in the direct election, large body of voters. The last point, members of Legislative Assembly and members of Lok Sabha are elected directly. It is very clear from the beginning we are discussing this point. The members of Legislative Council, members of Rajya Sabha, the President of India and the Vice Presidents are elected indirectly. Is it clear? Okay, next we discuss about the types of election. Now, what is type of election? Type of election, we start from here. So there are mainly three type of election, that is general election, midterm election and by-election. Now, what is general election? You all know what is general election. In Bihar, recently the general election is going to be held. Now, what is that? A government has got the term of 5 years. Once the government completes its term of 5 years, it has to dissolve. That means the government is formed by the Lok Sabha. Means the what is that? The one of the important organ is that of government is that Parliament. Parliament means legislature. It is made up of two houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. But Rajya Sabha never dissolved. But Lok Sabha, the members are directly elected by the people. So these members, they dissolve after the term of 5 years. Rajya Sabha will remain there because it is a permanent member. But Lok Sabha members, they dissolve after the term of 5 years. So that what happened? There should be another election held to choose the members of Lok Sabha. Understood? So what is general election here? Elections, what is that? The election which is held after the term of 5 years is called a general election. So here what is it? Elections held to elect the members of Lok Sabha after the expiry of the normal term of 5 years are called general election. So general elections are mainly held in the union level to elect the members of Lok Sabha. In the state level, then it is the election which is to be held to elect the members of state legislative assembly, if it is in the state level. So what is the term you have to study is that the election held to elect the members of Lok Sabha after the expiry of normal term of 5 years are called general election. Otherwise you can say the election which is held after the term of 5 years is called general election. And next is that midterm election. So what is it? In a simple term you can say that what is midterm election? The election which is held after the what is that? If a house is dissolved before the term of 5 years, if the election is held, that election can be called as midterm election. You see that this type of election is held when the state legislative assembly or Lok Sabha is dissolved before the term of 5 years. So what you can say that midterm election is what is that? The election which is held before the term of 5 years of the house is called what? Midterm election. And next is that by-election. By-election in simple term you can say that what is that? The election which is held to fill the vacant post in the Lok Sabha, vacant seat in the Lok Sabha is called by-election. For example, you see, suppose any member, 543 members are there in the union, union state legislative assembly. That means Lok Sabha. Okay, 543 members. Suppose any member die or if he resign, that seat will become vacant. Understood? So in order to fill up that seat, because government cannot continue as it is with leaving that particular seat. So in order to fill that chair, means in order to choose another member for that particular seat, the election is held. Such kind of election is held known as what? By-election. So by-election means the election is held only to fill the vacant chair. Understood? So but general election means what? General election is conducted in a country as a whole after the term of 5 years. Midterm election is that what? It is held in a country before the completion of 5 years. How it happens? Suppose a government collapse. Suppose the government collapse, if the government do not have majority, if there is a coalition government, there is a chance, suppose if any political party withdraw the support, the government collapse before the term of 5 years. so that what is another election is to be held before the term of 5 years. So that is called midterm election. Now by-election is held only for filling a particular vacant chair, is called what? By-election. You can also underline the sentence of by-election. What is that? When a seat held by any member of the Legislative Assembly in the connection of state fails in the center or state falls vacant. Clear? When a seat is held by any member of the state legislative assembly in the center or state falls vacant on account of death, resignation of the member before the completion of his term, is called what? By-election. So I hope that these points are very clear, and in next class we will be discussing the another history topic.